Yo, what's up, man? This is your boy Robert Medley coming straight out of the Medley Media Podcast, the dopest podcast in North Carolina. Yeah, I said it. The dopest podcast in the North Carolina. And today, this man needs no introduction, but I'm going to let him introduce himself. State your name, my brother.
You can call me Willz, man. Short for K if you want to. That's my first name, man. Nice to be here, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
man.
Appreciate you. Man, you got one of them quiet storm voices. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bro, I hear that often, bro.
Like you should be in radio or some shit. Yeah.
You know how many people I done scared with my voice, bro?
You scared?
like if they don't see me coming, I'm like, hey, excuse me. Like I'm like, bro, I'm
like
here,
deep
bro.
ass voice, nigga.
I come in peace, man.
That's what's up, man. I used to practice that when I was real little. Like, yeah, this is the quiet storm. You with Robert Medley on the quiet. I just knew I was gonna be on the radio or something, doing some shit. I used to do that a lot.
Hey, man, look what you're doing now.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying?
doing a
Everything
little
happened for a reason, bro. Everything happened for a reason.
Facts. Okay, and what I like to do, man, is I like to start from the beginning. So we're gonna start from the very beginning, man. Where was you born and raised?
Born and raised in High Point, North Carolina, man.
High Point, North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. I used to hang out, because I'm from Thomasville, so I used to hang out in High Point a lot.
Yeah, that's about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
15, depending on where you at in the Ville.
And what we used to do when I was in middle school and high school, one of my friends used to drive, and we used to drive down. I don't know how old are you again?
I'm 30 now.
30. Okay. I don't know. You may know this, you may not, but the strip, High Point Road.
Yeah.
That used to be the cruising. We used to cruise, like we would spend hours just cruising back and forth. It would be girls on the strip and every damn thing. I don't know if they still do that now, but
nah, right. They done gentrified that whole area, bro.
Yeah,
it's a whole different place now.
Yeah, I feel you.
Man, in a sense.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, now tell me a little bit about growing up in High Point.
See, I grew up, thankfully, and I was blessed for that. I grew up in a household where my moms and my pops was in it, so it was pretty quiet for me, man. You know, I went to church, grew up in church. Now in hindsight, now that I'm older, I appreciate them for that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty quiet, man. They had a solid foundation and raised us in the sense of, you know, mind your business, do what you need to do, handle your business in school and stuff like that. And it was pretty chill, man. I kind of started to stray away in my own way, as you know, when you get older, but that's with everybody. Started doing my own thing, and that's when I kind of started getting two different sides of how things work. You know, I kind of got that deeply moral grounding growing up with my parents, and then when I was able to branch out to do my own thing, I started getting exposed to other stuff like that. So anything that happened with that, you know, that was pretty much self-inflicted on my end. But like growing up in general, my mom and them did what they did, man.
Okay.
Yep.
So are your parents still together?
Yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Sure.
Okay. Now, was it always like, you know, love in the household and, you know what I'm saying, with your...
Yeah, 100%. Now, you got to keep this in mind. Like, I'm 30. So, if you should know as well, old school parents, especially old school parents that are deeply rooted in the church, they have certain mind states and they have certain, I guess, can I put it, ways they want things to be done. So it was friction with that, with me growing up, because I was the black sheep. So I kind of started being opinionated with certain things. And, you know, we kind of conflict with each other as I was growing up as teenagers. But like overall, and I guess I can say this now because I'm older, you know, they was just doing what they thought was best for me.
Fast.
You know what I'm saying? And I got 2 kids now.
Yeah.
So, like, once you kind of get in that range, you can kind of have better insight on certain things that you were confused about growing up. So, they just did their best, man. They thought, you know, what they felt they needed to do for me. And I appreciate it because now that I'm older, I still implement certain things that they taught me to this day, even with my kids. I just have a different point of view on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like the middle child, oldest?
No, I'm the baby, man. I
you the
got
baby?
I got
Me
2
too.
older sisters, bro.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Oh shit, how was that growing up with just you and 2 older sisters?
It was cool. Now, my older sister, she was pretty much in charge when my parents and them wasn't. You know, so we batted heads a lot because I was a rebellious kid and wanted to do what I wanted to do, and she was just holding it down. But you know, it was cool. They thought I was being spoiled a lot because I was the only kid. I mean, the baby and the only son at the same time. So, you know, we went through that little blase growing up. But It was cool, man. Shout out to my sisters, bro.
Okay, yeah, okay. That's with me too. Like I'm the baby, and I
Yeah.
have an older brother and two older sisters.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? One of the sisters didn't stay with us, though. But my brother and sister,
What's up with the babies always being black sheep?
man, I don't get that either.
Bro, that's weird to me. You're not
Yeah.
the first one that told me that.
It's usually the middle child or possibly the first child,
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
baby's supposed to get the most love.
Yeah, nah, it
we-
did happen. I mean, if you ask somebody else, like my sisters or something, of course they'll say
they'll say
that.
that,
But
yeah.
like, nah, like they know what happened. I'm looking at the camera. You know what happened.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's like with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Firstborn. You know, well, my parents was different, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I've talked about this on a podcast before.
Yeah.
How, you know, my mom worked a lot. My dad was in the streets. So we really had to really, you know, raise ourselves, really.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like I told you before the thing, shout out to my brother, you know what I'm saying, for guiding me in the right, you know, light.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it wasn't for him, and I would have went the path of probably selling drugs and doing a whole bunch of shit that I saw my dad doing and everything. So shout out to him. But yeah, my sister got the most love. She was the most rebellious. That's why I can't count how many whoopings Devin got and everything. But it's like my parents cling to her more, I guess, because they wanted to try to straighten her out. I guess that was the thing
Yeah.
and everything. But yeah, man, me personally, they would say something different, but I feel like I didn't get enough love. You know what I'm saying? Like my first job, I was 13 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had to go out here and get it my own. I was washing dishes at this place called Mr. Bill's place in Thomasville.
Yeah.
Washing dishes from 4 to 9 every single day. So I had to get my own money, and he was paying me under the table. But I definitely don't understand where you're coming from with that.
Let me
being a
give
black
you.
sheep.
I mean, interrupt you though.
Oh no, you good?
Let me give you a little insight on what I kind of came to. Maybe this was just the closure I created for myself, kind of get over certain things that I couldn't understand. But for example, like I had my first kid when I was 16, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, my daughter, and I had a job. Excuse me, I got a job like a year after that. But I had my son when I was about to turn 18. So it was a lot of responsibility that I had on myself
bet.
as a teenager that I had to kind of accept and kind of do certain things about. And I was able to do that through the grace of God. But I feel like when your parents, especially old school parents, this is just my perspective. When they start to see you do certain, like, make certain decisions that might be bad for yourself, but you have the accountability to see it yourself and then do something about it. Certain responsibilities, they just automatically assume that you are okay to handle. So they don't really implement the love that needed to still like be put in it. Because they probably see you doing this until they says, okay, he can handle this. I know it.
Yeah.
But my other son probably can't. Like if this happened to him, he would probably break apart or fall apart. So when they see that, they just probably like, okay, let me show this one love. But let me show this one, it's love too, but it's not really shown the same. Because that's what I kind of had issues with kind of accepting, like, because I felt like I didn't get that, kind of similar to you. Like I kind of didn't get that part of parenting that I felt like I needed. Like it was kind of more so like stern, and it was more leniency when it came to my sisters. Probably because they were females, so you got to show them a little, nurture them a little more. And I get that, but it was I still was conflicted about that. And I had conversations with my parents about that, several of them, and I had to go through the process of like coping with it because all the conversations were different. Let me kind of explain that. Like, it was probably one conversation where I was crying the whole time trying to explain this.
Wow.
But you can't really get my point because I'm just crying and I'm just saying random shit that bothered me. You know what I'm saying? So that conversation probably came out that way. The second conversation probably came out in anger. I was saying what I was saying, but you can't receive what I'm saying because I'm just flipping on you. You know what I mean? And then the third one kind of came more in a calmer sense because I went through the emotions already, trying to understand why I'm bothered by it.
Yeah.
And I was able to properly explain myself the right way, you know what I'm saying? So they can receive it. So I think that's what I had to do. I know I kind of strayed away from that.
No,
but
no, no.
yeah,
You
yeah,
good. You
yeah,
good. Yeah, and I totally agree with that, man. And that's definitely the way that I was. It's kind of like everything that had to do with life. My brother told me certain stuff, but I'm the kind of person. It's like I have to make that mistake in order to say, "Oh shit, damn, I shouldn't have done that."
Unfortunately, man.
But yeah. But
I'm the same way.
one thing about me that I can't say for a lot of people that I know is like you make a mistake, you see how it affects your life. Because I learned at a young age is whatever you do, you're either gonna go down that left road or you're gonna go down that right road.
Yeah,
And whatever you do can affect you for the next 10 to 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Or even 30 years.
yeah. 100%.
So with that being said, it's like whenever I would make a mistake, whether it was school, out here in these streets, relationships, if I fuck up once and I get an opportunity to get a second chance, I'm done. I'm not gonna do it anymore because I see how it affect the people around me. You
Agreed.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, that with that being said, man, I definitely understand what you're saying, man. But me growing up, it's like I think the only thing that I followed was the sex thing. Cause you're saying that you had a baby at
Oh yeah,
16.
yeah. 100. I'm with you, bro.
My brother used to always tell me, "Yo, don't get no baby out here. Yeah, you young. Don't get no baby out here. You got to do this. You got to do that. Your life is gonna be over. You can't go to no more parties. You can't do this. You can't do that, bro." And I've never told anyone else. I think my girl know, but I lost my virginity at 20, bro. 20.
Congratulations, bro.
I was terrified of having sex and having a kid and then being stuck with that baby like around your age and you know saying no disrespect but
Nah,
you know what
nah.
I'm saying.
Nah, take it. Shout out to your brother, bro, because he told you right. Trust me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love my kids to death, but understand, bro. If it was another way,
Yeah, and even then like I'm 40 now, so even then, you know what I'm saying, like that's what I want. But I got so much going on. I feel like if I do have a kid, it's going to slow me down a little bit.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, with traveling. So every time my girl say, my period's like, I be praying like a motherfucker, girl. Please.
Listen, bro. You went the right route, bro.
Yeah,
Because I
facts.
promise you, like, it's to all the young parents out there. I know you love your kids.
Yeah,
But
facts.
trust me, if they can have the same story you just told me,
It'd be hard.
trust me, it'd be a totally different conversation. So, man, shout out to you, bro.
I feel
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Appreciate that.
100%,
Appreciate that. All right, now, high school. Where did you go to high school?
I went to the academy at Central. It's literally a small section right next to the actual school itself. Shout out to my assistant principal in middle school. I went to Ferndale. That was right beside it. And he contacted my parents and told them, like, hey, Kayshawn should definitely go to this academy part of the school aside of, because the academy, all the classes was honor classes. So, and it was more of a smaller congregation, much smaller actually. But you know, they was able to focus on like the kids more, be more personal with the kids and stuff like that. The teachers, shout out to them, they had great teachers too. But yeah, not to stay away.
Oh, no, you good.
He told my parents to sign me up for that because it'll be a better situation for me opposed to me going and being influenced by a whole bunch of other shit, which
Facts.
didn't really work really because I still was over there fucking around. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's where I went, man, and it was cool because I was able to like learn a lot of stuff and that I feel like I would have been distracted by if I was actually in like deep in that environment at the actual high school itself. So
Yeah.
I appreciate it, you know, but you know, I'm a kid, bro. I was still over there fucking around.
Yeah, I feel you. Now, before we get into your high school journey and everything, I want to go back for a second. Having a kid at 16, how did that affect your life? Right then and there?
Man, it was instant. Like, okay, my first initial thought, my life is over. Bro, I'm 16. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no kind of thought process on what I need to do to better my situation. I'm still thinking like a kid. So,
Yeah, facts.
you know what I'm saying? And when I found out, it wasn't even, I found out, like, when she was 5 months pregnant.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't really a conversation me and her had, like, immediately, like, when she found out. Because we kind of, you know, did what we did, and then we kind of stopped speaking for a minute. But I guess she just chose not to have that conversation with me in between time, and I found out then. So Man, it was depression, bro. I was scared. Keep in mind, I didn't even really know what depression was at the time. That would at least have an understanding on what these emotions are that I'm feeling. But it was, yeah, man, I was scared as hell, man.
Yeah.
And uh, shout out to my pops because like I had like a meltdown moment in the kitchen, like one of them nights I was freaking out, bro. And he sat me down and was just pretty much like, you know, it ain't your life ain't over. I know it probably seemed like this because you gotta hold on and deal with this level of responsibility, but like you can get through it. And the type of pops that my dad was, like that didn't happen. Like my pops was old school, bro. It was look, I'm gonna take care of these bills. I'm gonna make sure you got school clothes. I'm gonna make sure we good. But like I'm just gonna handle that. You want to have a conversation or something? Go holler at your mom's type shit.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Old school. So that meant a lot to me in that moment too. But he kind of calmed me down to the point where it's like, okay, I might not know what I'm gonna do. I might not like have a plan, but I gotta figure this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom and my dad was in my life the entire time.
Yeah.
So I had no excuse to even consider going a route of like, oh nah, fuck that kid. You know what I mean? That wasn't even in my thought process.
Yeah.
So I just had to grow up real fast. But even then, before that, even as a young kid, before that happened, I was doing shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing anyway. So, you know what I mean? I wasn't necessarily a kid at that time anyway.
Yeah.
But
Feel you.
I still had to, do it the right way, to put that in a sense.
Facts.
Because it was like, this kid ain't asked to be here. You know what I'm saying? And I got to do what I got to do to make sure that I'm here.
Yeah.
And it took a long time, bro. Like, especially like, keep in mind, found out I was having my daughter at 16. Found out I was having my son right before I went to my sophomore year of high school.
Wow.
Yeah, so by the same girl. I didn't learn my lesson the first time. I was fucking up. but yeah, bro, it was a lot I had to adjust to, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you can answer if you don't want to.
No, I can't.
But my brother used to always tell me, he was like, yo, if you do have a kid, have it by somebody that you can see yourself with that won't give you the stress and the headache and everything like that.
I wish I learned that. I wish I listened to that.
Damn.
Honestly.
Crazy.
And honestly, it's not even this. I didn't even realize that I absolutely had no idea who this girl was until my daughter was like 2 or 3.
Wow.
So keep in mind, my daughter like 3, my son was either 1. So I was already kind of ankle deep into this parenting shit. But like I didn't even realize like, yo, we are 2 totally different people. And that was just me being young. And I went through a lot with that too. I don't really speak on this, but fuck it, I'm gonna do it now. We on this podcast. But
Yeah, fast.
yeah. I don't really speak on like the process that I went through. Like I went through a lot trying to make sure that I was in my kid's life. Because, me and her were technically like high school sweethearts at the time, but we got older and when that happened, when I first found out that I was having my first kid, I didn't handle it well. I'm a teenager, so I didn't instantly jump and be Mr. Responsibility Man and do what I needed to do. Nah, I took every childish route that you can possibly think of, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trying to avoid the responsibility of it. And she didn't take that well, rightfully so. But because of that happened, she took me through a process, man, that was just completely unnecessary for me to just be a dad. And she was hurt, and I understand that. But at a certain point, especially with me coming to you and telling you and being accountable, I'm not making excuses for it no more. Like, I'm telling you, like, I get it. But for you to still go the route of making everything incredibly difficult for me to even have to be a dad, like, I never really understood that. But
And going back to what you said, in what ways was she hurt?
just I think she was just hurt because of like, keep in mind, bro, we was like high school sweethearts in a sense. So I couldn't accept the reality that I was dealing with. So I get why she would expect me to just be like, okay, cool. I love you. Let's make it happen. But man, I'm a kid, bro. I didn't handle it well. So she was hurt by that fact. You know what I'm saying? And how I went through it, like I wasn't really like I was saying all kinds of shit, bro. Like, oh, the kid ain't mine type shit. Everything that you like I said, everything you can think of, and she was hurt by that.
Yeah.
Which I understood. At the time I couldn't see it that way because I was dealing with my own pain and whatever comes with trying to deal with that. So she reacted the way that she did.
Yeah.
And I had to. One thing I learned about accountability is even when you kind of tell yourself, okay, I fucked up and I'm wrong for that,
Yeah.
you still have to kind of accept the domino effect of that shit.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because it don't really end at I'm wrong, I'm sorry. You know, there was certain emotions that was affecting the other person and they have to go through whatever they got to go through. And that's just a part of the domino effect of yo fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's something that I didn't see at the time, but as time went on, I accepted and just had to maneuver past it.
Yeah.
You know, but now things are kind of, you know, we co-parent to an extent. You know,
Fast. Going back to that, man. My therapist. I'm in therapy now, but my therapist is real.
shout out to you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's real cutthroat. He'll tell you, yo, you was wrong. You did it. But he told me a quote one time that I've never heard before. Going back to what you said.
Yeah.
He said, sometimes your actions closes doors that apologies can't open. Can't open back up. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, you know what I'm saying, what you were saying that, you know, you didn't take accountability and she was hurt and everything like that. And one thing about women will bring that shit back up. You know, and you know what I'm saying? And
Amen.
And when it comes to me, like I've hurt a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? And
Same, bro.
yeah, and the thing
Same,
is,
bro. Shout out to your accountability. For that.
yeah, and I have, and I can admit when I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? With every relationship, you know what I'm saying, I can admit when I'm wrong and everything. But if a girl brings some stuff back up, I can get tired of it. But you know, my therapist's like, yo, you planted the seed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're gonna stay in a relationship, you're gonna have to deal with some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing with men. If you do something to a man, you know what I'm saying, sometimes he may bring some shit up or say some shit or whatever like that. You planted the seed, so you can't deal with that.
That's agreed.
Yeah.
But you have the right to not deal with that.
Facts.
So like, say that too. Like,
Yeah.
you never lose the understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, if you can have that accountability, understand that it comes with certain things. You can have the understanding, but you have to be very truthful with yourself once you get to the point of, okay, if this is going to be the reality of our whatever kind of relationship it is, whether it's friendship or whoever, for the continuation of it, do I want to stick this out or deal with this? You know what I mean? I can now when you say that, you don't lose the understanding. I get why you are like this, and I can apologize until I'm blue in the face. But if you can't be honest with yourself about if I'm going to get over this, then I have to detach myself from it, because this ain't going to do nothing but remind me of who that person was. Because obviously I'm not the same person if I learned from it, and I'm coming to you trying to explain it to you. But if you can't see that, or you can't get over who I was when I did that to you, I have to respectfully just remove myself from the situation.
That's a fact.
So
that's a fact.
you know.
Okay, and we'll get on that more in the podcast. I want to continue. Now with your high school, you said you.
Yeah, we straight way.
I know we did, but it's cool though. It's good content.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Now with your high school and everything, so you went. Was that a part of like High Point Central?
It was. It was
okay.
just. It was just kind of like a section that was off from the school itself, and kind of had their own curriculum. You know what I mean? That's why all of the classes was like honor classes, and I was doing like trigonometry and like fucking like what 9th grade, 10th grade, some shit like that. So it was like an advanced kind of section that was off from the school itself. But I had homies and shit that went to Central.
Okay.
That's why I said I was able to just fuck around and still stray off where I was at.
Okay, cool. When I used to hang out in High Point, I used to hang out on damn, what's that damn? They tore it down. Daniel Brooks.
Yeah.
Daniel Brooks.
Yeah, that shit is gone.
Yeah. So that's where my sister stayed at. So I was, hanging out over there. So when I first started shooting videos, I was doing a lot of videos in there, and it was the exact same way. Cops was coming through there like crazy and stuff like that. Now, did they move Daniel Brooks, or they just tore it down, or don't
If
exist,
I'm
or
not
do something
mistaken, they tore it down and see, no, they tore it down. I think High Point University owns the property now. So
Yeah,
what
they're
doing,
expanding.
yeah,
They're
expanding
expanding
like
like
a
hell.
motherfucker,
Crazy.
bro. So I think they're like doing like school like housing for like the students there.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Damn. Damn.
they still got the store though, right there.
They still got that store.
The fucking store is still right there, bro. But they done tore mostly everything else down.
Wow.
They actually already started building some of them, man. They look nice.
Oh, okay, that's what's up. Now, jumping into your music. When did you first started doing music?
Good question, man. Seriously, around like 17. Like when I say seriously, it was to the point of like, okay, however we gotta make this our reality, we're gonna do it. But me and my brother been fucking around with music since we was like teenagers, bro, like 13, 14, man.
Wow.
Just kind of went our own way with it. Like we started listening like everybody else, bro, around that time, bro. It was like Gucci Man, OJ, you know what I mean? That's what we was heavily into. And then like, shout out to my brother, the Oracle, bro. I call him that shit. That's my nigga. He kind of, I remember I went to his house one time and we went in his computer room and shit. And he played, what was that? Wiz Khalifa, bro. What was that song? Goddamn Love It. I think that's what he played for me. Shout out to the Khalifa fans. You know what I'm talking about.
That was Taylor Gang.
Yeah.
Taylor.
That shit fucking changed my life, bro. Like, because keep in mind, like, I'm just a young nigga, so I'm kind of influenced by what's hot. You know what I mean? And at that time, everybody was bumping that kind of music. But in a sense, I never really was that kind of nigga. So when I heard that, I'm like, oh shit, you can just smoke weed and kick it with females and be cool. So like when that happened, bro, it really just kind of steered my whole direction in like what I seen in music, bro. Like I started listening to more like Wiz, and then I kind of gravitated to Currency naturally. So especially if you know Wiz and them niggas, and started going into heavy underground shit like MF Doom and Mad Liv and Rock Marciano, and once that happened, bro, I kind of just stopped. I ain't gonna say stop listening to mainstream. Shout out to the people that can do what they do when it comes to that. But like when I seen that direction and realized, okay, you can make this kind of music and make a living from it, that's where I kind of focused my direction with music, man. So like 17, I think I released my first mixtape when I was like 18.
Okay.
It was like, damn, I wish my brother was here, bro. I think it was like 15 tracks on that motherfucker. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's when we really started making it. That's when we really started realizing how much it takes too, as well.
Yeah.
That's why I say like I started taking it serious at 17, but didn't realize what truly comes with this until I was like mid 20s.
Fast.
Like 100%.
Okay. Now describe your first studio session.
Professional?
Nah, just like, boom,
Okay.
going in there, whether it was a closet, whatever.
A webcam microphone on a laptop at my cousin's house in her closet.
Wow.
I gave her a little bit of weed to let me and my brother record in her closet so we can smoke, because we couldn't go nowhere else. Because if we did that at my house, we can't smoke at my mom's house. Hell nah. Not inside. Can't go do it at his house. But my cousin let us smoke, man. So that was my first studio. And we was using, was it Audacity? I forgot what that shit is called, bro. But
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Audacity or something like that. I think that's what it's called. I'm probably super wrong right now, but it was the free software.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody had that shit.
I do know what you're talking about.
So we was using that, and you had the one take because we didn't know how to punch in. So, it was, that's my first one, bro. And we made a whole tape out that motherfucker, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first rhymes?
Hell no. Oh, fuck. I do know this though. The one that I can remember,
Mm-hmm.
I sounded straight like fucking Wiz Khalifa, bro. I stole his fucking laugh and everything, bro. Like, yeah, so yeah, that's the one I do remember, which was horrible, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, we all have those moments where my first studio session, I was at a friend's house too, but we had like one of them little Walmart stand up joints
Yeah.
and everything. This is way probably before your time, man. But yeah, but it let me know like, damn, I like doing this shit because I used to do studio stuff too
Yeah.
before I started doing videos and everything, and a lot of people don't know that.
Oh shit,
Like,
you was rapping, bro?
nah, I sing.
Oh, okay.
Nah,
Oh,
yeah,
shit. All right, good
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
good
Like
shit.
if you go on YouTube and search Medley Records, Robert Medley, like a whole bunch of my music will come up. But yeah, man. But we used to do that, man. Like I used to have like started out of my mama's patio, and then I used to have like a lot of people coming to my apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like once I moved up here. And that's one reason why I got the building, man. I can't have motherfuckers all in my house and shit like
Smart
that.
man.
Yeah, and then you know what I'm saying, my ex girlfriend, me and her was staying together. You know what I'm saying, and just out of respect for her, you know what I'm saying, that was uncomfortable for her. So yeah, I got this right here. But yeah, man, I definitely remember, just recording and having that vibe, and then 10 to 12 niggas, all of us just coming up with ideas, and
Yeah, for sure.
it used to be crazy, man. It used to be crazy.
It used to be four of us, bro. Me, my brother, that's still rocking with me right now to this day. It was like two other guys, man. And like we would just sit up, like when we started taking this, like, cause I got my first apartment when I was like 18.
Yeah.
So like, and I had like this walk-in closet to an extent. It had a little decent amount of space in that bitch.
Yep.
So we set up the laptop. Used this one we actually had a mic at this time, so we used the little cheap ass mic we had, put a little sock over it. You know what I'm saying? We had a little slight pop filter, bro. So you know what I'm saying? We was that's when we really started like just going, bro. We would make music all day, just eat Little Caesar pieces, drink 40s, and fucking make music all fucking day, bro.
God, that was the
You know what I'm saying? Like thinking we finna take off and just rule the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? But like it was that excitement, bro, like that joy of it, bro. Like you can't replace that, bro.
It was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a homeboy named Thomas. I remember we had this crazy. It be those days where you just have like this crazy session, and like I said, you feel like we finna take over the fucking world. And I remember we was out on the balcony smoking, and this is about like 3 a.m. We had recorded like probably 15 songs that day.
Sound about right.
Sound like 15 songs a day. And I remember when he told me, he said, "Man, yo, Medley, I'm telling you, 5 years from now, we're gonna be on a motherfucking yacht." That's what he told me.
We used to have them conversations too, bro.
Yo, oh my God, it was so fun. I still remember that shit verbatim. He was like, "Yo, 5 years from now, we're gonna be on a motherfucking yacht." But see, man, like music is hard, bro.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of patience, and people just don't understand. Like,
Especially, just not to interrupt you.
No, you good, you good.
Especially depending on the direction that you take.
facts. That's a fact.
You know what I mean? Like, and I want to say this for anybody that's actually making music out here. Like, depending on the direction that you're taking, bro, you need to be very realistic with yourself about what career you want to be in. Because if you're going in the sense of, all right, I'm just going to do what's hot and hopefully get heard so I can get a record deal, okay, your chances increase significantly because that's the route to go. But if you are in this mind state of, I want to own whatever I'm trying to do, prepare yourself for that kind of journey, bro, because it takes a lot. You know what I mean? You financially, not even just financially, emotionally, the process alone, bro, it can crush you if you're not prepared mentally for what you want and truly believe in what you're trying to create.
Facts.
Facts.
Yeah, and it comes to a point in time when you get a rude awakening about the music game, whether you lose money or somebody finesse you, or whatever like that. I remember they used to have this this site called SoundClick. Do you remember that? It was that's old. It used to be. It's called SoundClick. This is before like everybody was looking beats up on YouTube or whatever. They used to have a site called SoundClick, and all the beat makers would put their beat on there, whether it was a tag or whatever like that. And this one, tags got real heavy, you know.
Yeah.
People was putting tags in their shit. And, you know, the Bryson Tiller Don't
Yeah.
beat, it was on SoundCloud. I had found it first, like a year prior, did a song to it and everything. Everybody loved it, you know, from Montgomery County, whatever like that. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna take off with this one. This shit hot. Next thing I know, I heard the fucking beat, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Damn.
Yeah, that shit crushed me, bro. But it made me realize, yo, you got to pay for exclusives in this month.
Hell yeah, bro.
Nothing is yours until you pay exclusives. So from then on, like whenever I get exclusive beat, I would tell the beat maker to go ahead and delete off your computer. I want to be the only one to add this shit.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell
So
yeah.
give me the stems, do whatever. And a lot of people just don't know that. Even with kids today, you know what I'm saying, they do a YouTube beat and think you finna go up on a YouTube beat, which is possible, but that beat maker's gonna want that back end.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? What's the dude that did
I know what you're talking about.
that song?
Fuck.
And he took off, but the shit didn't go nowhere because he didn't.
And my
he
man
didn't clear
sued
it.
him or some shit like that. Yeah.
He didn't clear it. You know what I'm saying? And some beat makers don't give a fuck about that. They were like, nigga, I want my bread. Like,
And honestly, bro, if you telling yourself that you seriously making music and you want to take this serious, you might well end that YouTube beat dream, bro.
Exactly.
Like you might want to just now if you just doing it for pure sport and just making a freestyle, go for it, bro. But like, yeah, start professionalizing what you're doing, bro.
Facts.
Like, buy your beats, get publishing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tap into one of these third-party streamer distributors if you got to go that route at first, and then get yourself to a point where you're going to eventually cut the middleman out and handle those things yourself. But holla at DistroKid, United Masters, something. You know what I'm saying? Like, and really get your shit out there. And you cannot put other people beats out on them shits, bro. Like, and honestly, anybody that takes this thing serious, if you approach them with certain things like that, that kind of lets them know where your mind state is. You know,
facts.
you know, if you're not really putting the time in to buy your beats or getting it originally made, you know what I'm saying? The mix got to be on point. Like, it's a lot to come with this, bro, that you got to make sure you cross your T's with.
Facts. That's a fact.
Yeah, for sure.
And tell me about your first show.
My first show. Shout out to Eddie Ruger.
Eddie Ruger.
Pretty sure any
Yes,
local
sir.
artist that's around here, you gonna interview at some point in
Shout
time.
out to Ruger, man.
You're gonna have to shout him out, bro. Like,
Facts.
he gave me my first opportunity, bro. I forgot how I found out he was doing shows.
Yep.
One of the homies kind of gave me that alley-oop,
Yeah.
and I reached out to him. You know what I mean? He told me what he needed and shit, and that was my first show at New York Pieces. in
Oh yeah,
Greensboro.
I did that shit too.
Yeah, bro.
did-
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
Shout out to Philly Fresh,
Yeah,
bro. That's
Philly Fresh, yeah.
Shout out to
the
him, bro.
DJ.
How you dudes, man?
Yeah.
Good dudes, man. Yeah, they definitely gave me my first opportunity, bro.
Him and Ty Brew gave me my first opportunity.
Yeah.
Ty Brew's from here and everything.
Yeah,
but
I
him-
know. Shout out. I did an interview with him too a couple of years ago. I think he kind of got into some life things and it couldn't work out. But yeah, shout out to Ty.
Okay,
Good dude.
yeah. Ty's from Asheboro and everything. So, and that's funny, man, because when I first moved to Asheboro, I was like, yo, when people think of Asheboro, I want them to think of Robert Medley and Medley Records. That was my goal. So when I first came to Asheboro, I was like, yo, who rap? You know what I'm saying? Who's the guy?
Yeah.
And they were saying Ty Brew. And I'm thinking that Ty Brew's a black dude, whatever like that. And then the first time I met him, he had when I first met Ty, he had this long fucking hair.
Yeah.
Long for it, but he used to always have it like in a fucking ponytail with a fitted hat on and shit like that. And he used to always do this little thing at the shows where he would take the shit off and then just put his head back and forth and all the hair and shit would go like that. But I wonder if you still remember that. But yeah, shout out to Ty Brew, man. But
Yeah, he's a solid dude, man.
yeah, him and Ruger did a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? So I got to give him their flowers. Definitely got to give him their flowers for
Yeah,
that shit.
100%. That's
yeah.
that's and honestly, that if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have really got the training that I needed when it comes to doing shows. I never did a show before, you know, so it was really just me and the homies in the crib rapping our ass off and shit and playing the songs once they done. So like when you able to get that experience and get that side of like what it is to be an artist and shit, it was dope, bro. So that was definitely.
Yeah, and before you go on, I do want to say this though, but because artists need to know this, a lot of open mics, I wouldn't say they're scams, but they are money grabs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the one thing that Ruger and them used to do, they used to make it to where you can make money off of your sales.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't do that. It's like, you go to a showcase and you got 100 motherfuckers performing, but you still got to pay that $50. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the only person that wins is
the person that
the
threw
person
the shit.
that's doing the
You know
shit.
what I'm saying? So I did that, and that was
Yeah.
dope of him too, bro. 'Cause
Yeah.
and honestly, that creates a hustle in you too.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean? So
does.
like, so you don't want to, if you want to go out there and do something, you want to get paid for it. So you just gotta put that work in, put that grind in, to, get them tickets sold, and so shout out to him. Honestly, a lot of niggas stole their recipe too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that ain't gonna say stole the recipe. He just gave game. Shout out
Yeah.
to you, Ruger. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people did that. Implemented their own ways to it. We actually threw my production company. We actually threw a couple shows. I think it was last year. Time kind of blending, man. I'd be all over the place, but we threw some at 117.
Okay.
That's in
117.
Greensboro. Yeah. We threw a couple shows like that, and you sprinkle some of that sauce into it too. So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, that's definitely a fact. And there was something else that I was gonna say about Ruger and everything. I remember when he used to have. Did you ever do the Blind Tiger with him?
Yeah.
The Blind Tiger. Yeah, the Blind Tiger was dope. I used to really love the Blind Tiger sound.
Yeah,
The sound
and
was-
like
the
just
stage.
the space and the stage.
The stage
That
was
one
dope.
in Green Street.
Green Street, yeah, when they used to do Green Street.
Yeah,
shout
that
out.
stage too, bro.
Green Street.
I done did them all, bro. The Blind Tiger, Green Street. They had Shiners.
Shiners, yeah.
Shiners. I done paid I've been out here for a while, sir. I paid my dues.
Damn
man.
Shiners.
Hell
God
yeah.
almighty.
Hell yeah, I done did plenty shows out there, bro.
Oh, shit. Speaking of that, man, you from High Point.
Yes, sir.
My first show that Ruger and Taboo put me on was at Peppers Lounge 101. You remember that?
No, I didn't go there.
Peppers Lounge was cool.
I didn't go there.
Shit.
I'd rather perform in a lot of places. The Artist Block, I done
Yeah.
did that a few times. 117, Green Street, Blind Tiger, New York Pizza. Yeah, pretty much all over the place. But I never heard of that one. Though.
Yeah, Peppers. Like, it was like right on the main road. It was like right across from Walmart.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's there now, but yeah, it used to be a little bar. I think an African owned it or a black guy or whatever he was. He owned it, but we used to do a lot of shows out there, and it was really dope. And that was our first show with Ruger and Top Bruce. So shout out to them. But yeah, just going back to what I was saying. You was telling me about your first show. How was your first show? How did you do, or how do you think you did?
At the time, I did amazing in my mind. You know what I'm saying? But you learn from your shit, and it was a learning lesson. I didn't forget none of my words.
Facts.
I think that was what I was really stressing about the whole time before I did it.
Yeah.
And I kind of get those nerves anytime I kind of about to perform. Like I get like little jitters and shit. But I was looking down a lot and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you want me to get specific, so I had to learn like, okay, bro, you got to interact with the crowd. Most people, especially at the time in the position I was at that time, don't know who the fuck you are, except your people that showed up for you. So like, you got to give them a reason to like tap in, like, who is this person that's on the mic? So yeah, it was a learning lesson, bro. I had to learn a lot how to. I had to fuck up a lot and learn process.
That's what's up. Now through your musical journey, I call it fuck up moments or real deal moments or whatever like that. What was like your moments like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't really want to do this shit now, or did this hit me, or you know what I'm saying?
Brother, I've been doing this music shit seriously for like 10 plus years. I've had multiple moments like that in more than on one hand. Like, I can't recall how many conversations I done had with my brother on the phone. Like, bro, why the fuck are we doing this shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, all we doing is just making music. Nothing goes nowhere. Why are we doing this shit, bro? It's just pointless. If we gonna do it, we gonna take it serious, and then we get all hype and motivated, and then we had the same fucking conversation at the end of the year, like, bro, we did nothing different. You know what I'm saying? So, like, bro, I remember all of the moments, bro.
Wow.
I've had plenty of them, bro, and I think when you in that part of it, you're not understanding what's going on. It's just you feeling like you wasting your time and it's never going to happen, but it's all part of the process once you kind of in hindsight of it, because it was a lot of times that I had those moments, but I never stopped.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the point that is important.
Yeah.
It's okay to have those moments,
Yeah.
especially if you're going for something that one people deem impossible. It's a miracle if you're going to achieve it, especially when half the people that you consider your loved ones don't really see it happening. And you're almost the only person that actually believes this thing. It's okay to have those moments. It's natural to have them. If you don't, you're fucking weird. I don't understand how. And shout out to you. Teach me how. But like it comes with it, bro. You know, and me not giving up is what created what I have going on right now.
Yeah.
And I think God gives everybody those opportunities. You don't even got to be music, bro. You know what I mean? Whatever you feel like you're trying to do with your life and do for yourself, God gives you the opportunities to make that happen.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that shit comes with a lot.
It does.
And hurt and pain and disappointment is like 85% of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to lose and you got to learn from shit to overcome what comes with this. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has that opportunity. It's just up to you to not give up.
Yeah.
People have certain tolerance levels of failure. And once it reached that certain peak, some people bow down.
Yeah.
But some people continue and do what they need to do. And then at a certain point, you see the harvest from that.
Yeah. And it separates, the people.
And it's needed. I'm sorry to say that,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, no, for real.
Like-
It's called closing the gap.
Yes,
Yeah.
bro, because everybody wants to be something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate reality of that situation is everybody don't deserve it.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? And that process is what weeds those individuals that really want it and will do whatever it takes to get it from the people who just talk a lot about it.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, because you can talk all day.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, whenever I used to run the label, you know what I'm saying, the artists, talented motherfuckers, like, still to this day, man, I still say I had one of the talented bunch of people in the area, man. But it was not only talent alone, you got to have that work ethic.
Yeah.
You got to have that work ethic. You know what I'm saying? So, and like the friend that I was telling you about earlier, talented guy, rap and sing. But when he would come into the studio, he would do like one song. One song. You know what I'm saying? Take all that time. And I think that a lot of that is my fault because I put it to where if you was on my label, you had everything to your fingertips. You had free studio time. You had I was doing videos. I'm doing promotion for you. I'm putting money into you. So it's like holding a motherfucking hand. You know what I'm saying? But when you do stuff like that, it's like the artists don't know what to do with themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because you got somebody that's doing everything for you. But I was saying that to say, like I would have another guy to come in, and he would always have his stuff written like before he came in and everything. And me personally, I don't know how a person can do that, like write something, just write lyrics. But when he hear a beat, he'll put it to the beat.
I used to do that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when he would come in, he would hear a beat, and he would do like probably 5 or 6 songs. Shout out to Nick Amari. You know what I'm saying? He's still rapping to this day.
You should.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. But he would come in, and he would do like probably 4 or 5 songs just back to back to back to back. And I used to tell the other guy, I was like, yo, Nick did 5 songs. Like, how can't you do it? What's wrong with you? I was like, we've been spending all this time, man, and everything like that. But, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of artists don't know, you know what I'm saying? I used to tell people like, yo, whenever you get, big time, you got to pay for the studio time. Motherfuckers ain't gonna let you, doing whatever, and you got to pay for this shit. So, but yeah, man, it's
part
hard.
of that's literally an example of the process, bro.
It's the process.
When you I mean, it's an analogy, but like when you give people the same opportunity, you look at what they do with that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like I get how you saying like you was holding their hand, and in a sense you're right about that, but all you did was just give them the opportunity.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's up to you on how you choose to use this opportunity, whether you just say, okay, I'm gonna come in here and just make a track, or Nah, I'm gonna write like 5 songs in my crib just in case. You know what I'm saying? I got some shit.
Yeah.
So when I go there, I ain't wasting no time. I can just it shows who want it more.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's just what comes with it.
Yeah.
We don't want to accept that reality, man.
That's to tell the people like, yo, have your shit ready.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
especially if you paying.
you wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be doing something else. Like, even when I started this studio, it's called Medley Record Studio, and I don't even push Medley Records anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I built this studio for the artists to have somewhere where they can chill, write, listen to music, whatever, and shit like that. So how many people did you have? Like when you first started music, I know there was a clique. It's always a clique.
Always, bro.
How many
Always.
people did you have?
Realistically, it was me, my brother, and my other brother. I'm gonna still call him my brother. We don't really speak to this day right there, but it's not no hard feelings. That's when we really took it serious. Like, okay, we finna do this shit. It was me. It was us three. Me, Oracle, and Kid. So this is a part of the process where we was just spitting out a whole bunch of music, but not really knowing what to do with it. We just making it, dropping it, making it, dropping it, and we was in that limbo stage. But honestly, that limbo stage was probably the most fun I ever had when it came to making music. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't have nowhere near the amount of responsibilities at the time. I did to an extent, but I wasn't the man I needed to be at the time, so I wasn't really focusing on those the way I should have. Besides being a dad, I just didn't bring my kids to my house because my house, bunch of weed and all that other shit there, so I would just go see them at their mom's house. But it was just us three, and we was fucking making music for years, bro. And I remember this shit like it was yesterday. So we didn't really get the attention that we needed to get. It took about 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, excuse me, like 3 years from here, 3 or 4 years from here. About 3 years ago, and I kind of went on this like mixtape wave. Like I kind of dropped like a few tapes, and I was dropping like freestyles and shit. And one of my freestyles got noticed, and that kind of gave that spark. And I kind of just been capitalizing on it ever since. But when it kind of changed from, okay, we just doing this because we love it. When it changed from that to like, okay, this shit can actually happen now. Like, it's things that's happening that's making us see that this can actually be a thing. When it changed to that, certain people changed. You know what I'm saying? And that was probably one of the hardest parts of the beginning of like the process to me, because I feel like 3 years ago was, okay, all of the man hours you put into this shit is you're reaping it now.
Yeah.
Because now you starting to get noticed and shit. So I consider all those years before that just training. You know what I'm saying? And then once it started to happen, that's when I really started to see like, okay, I feel like God was like, all right, now you got it. It's in your hands. Now look at all this shit that come with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, yep, you got this shit, but some of your people that you love dearly to you finna start acting funny on you. You know what I'm saying? You finna run into all kinds of roadblocks and bullshit and all of that shit like that. What you gonna do now? Like, you said you want it, right? Here you go. What you gonna do about it? And that's what happened, you know. Me and my brother kind of started conflicting with each other about certain shit that I didn't understand. And I tried to make amends as well.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like he wasn't understanding. Like, I don't know why you feel like okay, I guess I gotta just, so it was, for some reason, if you listen to my music, I always preach about you having to do better about your life and change your situation and don't really, motivation type shit. I consider it life rounds, but that's really the theme of most of my music. And for some reason, when it started making sense, he started to feel like it was directed to him. And I didn't understand that, because it's like, brother, I'll do anything for you, bro. You done seen me at my worst. I done cried next to you, bro, about my life shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for you to feel like I'm directing this energy towards you, I'm not understanding it.
Yeah.
help me understand. You know what I'm saying? So we can figure this shit out, bro. Cause look, this is the wrong time for us to be making. Like, if we were gonna have this spill, we should have had this when we wasn't doing nothing with our music. Now this shit can actually be something. So like, let's figure this shit out, bro. Like, that was my mentality. But like, it wasn't working out that way. And then that's when I had to accept, or I had to have a conversation with myself, like, are you gonna walk away from this guy to continue to do what you need to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude has been in your life for like 10 years. And I had to make that call, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, we've had conversations, you know, since then, and it's all love. But, like, you know, certain people, like, you're going to go through, in your journey, you're going to go through certain parts where you realize people that's been around you the whole time either don't want it as much as you or wasn't really who you thought they were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the time, because you ever heard the saying misery loves company?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, and misery probably the wrong word for it, but we was struggling, bro. We was going through shit, and we had each other in that process of like, all right, we going through this life shit. We fucking damn near broke. You know, we gonna be a camaraderie and we gonna work together. But then once the work and shit started to be implemented and things change, and you know, people started to grow from that, you start to see who ain't really wanted like that. Is, you know, they was just there for the time, if that makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
So like, that was a hard reality that I had to face. I think like my struggles, the hard struggle was the realities that I had to face on my way to doing what I'm doing, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. So you said it was 3, 4 y'all?
It was 3 of us.
Okay. So how many people are in the circle now that you started out with?
Me and my brother, that's my producer.
Okay. Okay.
He's a co-owner of Just Us Productions.
Okay. I remember you talking about him last time he was here too. Okay.
Shout out to him, bro. He
shout
couldn't
out
be here today.
Okay. All right. Shout out to him. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, what other roadblocks or even trials and tribulations with your music that you feel like you have ran into that had made you almost want to quit?
I guess not understanding the work that it took. You know, I didn't understand that. Okay, yeah, you probably think you one of the dopest niggas out, but it's 1,000 other motherfuckers that's telling themselves the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
it ain't your sheer talent isn't gonna get you whatever you feel you need to get. So now you have to start thinking beyond just creating music, because honestly, that's just the easy part.
Yeah.
Creating it is the easy part. The hard part is figuring out, okay, what to do with this project, this body of work. You know, you can just create it, you can give it out, but like, what now? Because you probably get a first couple of days of people listening to your shit, liking your shit, and then 2 weeks later from that shit slow down. So what you do? Like most people, they just keep making music, and I went through that. You know, I went through that process, and honestly, that roadblock has been in the way for quite some time. I just now recently started to understand what I need to do to get beyond that or work my way through that.
Yeah.
So it was really just everything else that comes with being an artist and being an independent artist. Independent artist at that.
Yeah, fast. Okay. The last time you here, we touched on it a little bit. Well, Kush touched on it a little bit, but your lingerie line.
Yeah.
How did you get in?
Her Ways Lingerie.
How did you get into that?
Shout out to the women that was in my life at the time, because they kind of gave me the idea to an extent, and I kind of just used the opportunity, because at the time my music was still doing what it needed to do. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of another opportunity to take advantage of whatever clout that I accumulated at the time, and start something crazy. And I found a vendor that was super cool. I forgot where I met her at. It was fucking weird. I was out of town somewhere, but she's able to like just create designs for me that I kind of see. I can kind of sketch certain things, and the overhead for getting what I needed, opposed to the margins, man, it just made sense. And I knew it was gonna be like fucking counterpunch to people because they didn't see it coming. You know what I mean? And I took advantage of that, and it's been pretty cool ever since, man.
That's what's up. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
yeah.
Okay. Now, are you still doing that?
I am. I definitely got the website. It's herways.com.co. I whatever I do with this content, I make sure I put the link there. It's gonna be somewhere, I promise you, when I post it. But yeah, I got the website going. I'm trying to work on getting a storefront for that as we speak. There's things I got working on in the background, but yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Now on your Facebook, I see that you're and your Instagram. I see that you do a lot of motivational things. How did you get into doing that, and what makes you do it like often or every single day?
Life, man. Most of that stuff that I even when I initially started it, it was really just self therapy for myself.
Yeah.
You know, and ironically, it was around the time that the music started popping too. But I started going through a whole bunch of shit just mentally and just with life itself. And I started that reality process I was telling you about. I was right there, just accepting the realities that just came with shit starting to make sense.
Yeah.
And I just started talking to myself, like, really just through the camera. And some told me to, like, bro, just post one of them. You know what I'm saying? And when I started to see the reaction that people was giving me, like, bro, like, keep making these shits. Like, bro, you made my day. Like, I've had, like, when I started to be consistent, when I've had, like, people from overseas, like DM me, like, look, bro, I don't even know you, bro, but, like, I came on Instagram, bro, and seen this shit, bro, and it changed my whole mindset that I had before I was going to work, bro. Like, thank you. So when I started to kind of see it becoming, like, a little bigger than just me, you know, because, like, I had an aunt in my life that was struggling with drugs a lot. Just a good chunk of my teenage years. And, like, I remember I was at my aunt, not her house, but my other aunt house. And she came to me and was just like, okay, I don't know if you be knowing, but, like, I be watching them shits, and, like, I don't know for some reason why I'm not able to receive it from other people, but, like, the way that you break it down and, like, explain it, it's really been helping me. And she got off drugs and all of that shit, like, because of it, like, it helped her through it. And that's when it really resonated with me, like, okay, I gotta do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it might not be days where I feel the need to do it, but, like, it's bigger than me. And I guess that's the role that I took when it came to him. But, like, I'm glad that I do it, because I still do it to this day. Like, I got a lot of old ones, but I still make them because it helps me get through what I'm going through.
Yeah.
You know, because you never stop going through shit. And that's a hard lesson that I had to realize too, like, even earlier this year, because I feel like once you start going through a certain amount of shit, and I don't know if anybody can agree to this shit, but, like, I've been through a lot, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, in my life.
Yeah.
And I guess I felt like at a certain point, I learned what I needed to learn. And I learned that wasn't the case at all, the hard way. You know, you're going to always go through things.
Yeah.
No matter how knowledgeable or whatever it is you're going through, as you go through life, shit is going to happen.
Yeah.
You got to learn to adjust. And, yeah, I forgot exactly where I was going with that. But, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely right. You definitely right. And some people don't know how to handle bad times.
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? And, I wouldn't, the things that I've been through, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. You know what I'm saying? Being homeless and shit like that. But it definitely made me the man that I am today.
Yeah.
At 13 years old, I had no business working a full-time job. No business trying to work a full-time job.
Bro.
But I knew that, my dad fucked up money. My mom was already working 2 or 3 jobs because, like, I actually felt bad going to my mom and saying, oh, I need school shoes or I need clothes. And she trying to pay all these bills.
You see what's going on.
Exactly. So I took it upon myself. I was like, yo, I'm going to just go into these places and ask if they need any help. You know what I'm saying? The first place I went. But the thing about it is, man, it was my own people. It was a lot of black businesses around there, like, starting up.
Yeah.
And nobody gave me the chance. And it was an old white man that gave me the chance. It was like, well, I can't pay you check-wise, but I can pay you under the table, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? And he gave me my first opportunity to make some money. And after that, ever since then I've had a job doing something. I've always got my own money
Yeah.
and shit like that. But I went through trials and tribulations where I was homeless, and I've talked to this on podcasts, so I'm not gonna go through the whole story. But
Yeah.
you know, it was a time where I was homeless. You know, I had fell out with my family. I didn't talk to nobody. You know, my sister was in jail at the time, so I didn't have like nobody to go to.
Yeah.
And being homeless, living out of my car for 4 months, it changed me. Like it changed my grind, it changed my work ethic and shit. So I'm glad that I went through it. So with the people that I have around now, like, you know, like my girl and everything like that, I express to them, yo, what you it's okay to put your head down and do whatever, but
Yeah.
yo, get the fuck back up.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
So-
one thing about struggles, bro. Everybody has their own mountain to climb.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And most people who have something, when God has a certain plan for certain people, bro, you might not see it when you might not see that you one of those individuals until you see it. But if you are one of those individuals, bro, you're gonna go through a whole bunch of shit that you're not even gonna understand why you're going through it in the first place.
Swear.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I can, when you was homeless for those 4 months, bro, I never had to deal with that. But like I'm pretty sure in that moment you was like, why the fuck why is this happening to me? You know what I'm saying? Like is there something that needs to be learned from this situation or something? Because I've been through certain things, and honestly, just speaking on something that I kind of had to overcome now, bro. Like earlier this year, bro, I lost everything. You know what I'm saying? Like just to be completely transparent, like, and it took me from when I lost it earlier this year to now to build that back up for myself. But I didn't understand. Like I couldn't get it. Like it was like, okay, I've done everything in my mind. I've done everything. I've seen everything you want me to see, God. So why is this on my table now? You know what I'm saying? Like I've had many situations to where I had to deal with things that I felt like was completely unnecessary, and I felt like I did the right thing to overcome it. So why is this happening at this moment right now? And when you go through certain things that you don't understand, you just gotta be quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I went through that, bro. I went through the anger of it. I went through the blaming people. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, it's you. I should have never brought you. Like, I went through all of that. I was pointing fingers at everybody, bro, angry, crying about it. And I had to realize, bro, this happened because something you're not trying to acknowledge or see. And ego probably had a lot to do with that. You know, pride probably had a lot to do with that as well. But when you start to see it the way you need to, at least in my situation in this moment, it brought me a level of peace. Now, granted, I'm still currently going through this, and I don't have as much as I had then, but I'm blessed, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like for someone who lost the amount that I lost and was able to accumulate a good chunk of that back and just overcome it, like that was all God. You know what I'm saying? So that let me know, like, nah, God, you're not destroying me. You know what I'm saying? You're not like ending everything or stopping what I got going on. You just wanted me to see something that I was either too blind to see or refusing to see because I was in it.
Yeah.
And I was feeling like everything was good, but it was still something else. And I was just not seeing it. So he had to kind of sit me down. Like legit. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, now you listening. And I learned what I needed to learn through that process. I just only brought that up to let you know, like, people who are meant for something, you're going to go through things that a lot of people will crumble over, but you have to go through it because there's a reason for you to go through that because he got something planned for you. So when you face certain similar situations, or you know somebody that's facing it, you can be that seed for them. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And me growing up too, I've always had the mentality that, you know, well, my parents didn't do anything, but even if they did, I always had the mentality like, yo, they're not gonna be around forever, so I got to do what I need to do just in case something, because life hits you at any moment.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? And whenever I go to these video shoots, and then the things that I've done, and I pride myself on the things that I've done, and I stay humble on it because, you know, people, when they meet me, they be like, damn, you humble, bro. Like, you really humble. Like, you need to pop your shit.
Agreed.
But it's not that. It's like the quickest God give it to you, the quickest he can take it away. So why would I say, oh, I'm the best videographer, I do this, I don't work with this person, like a lot of people don't even know the amount of things that I have done because I don't idolize it on Instagram or Facebook or whatever like that. Now, if you know, you know, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of dude because I know I can lose it at any given moment. So I'm not gonna put it up in the, you know, this person's face or motherfucker get some money. You know what I'm saying? And I know videographers like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That
And
think
it's a
they're
lot.
hot shit.
It's a lot of people like that, bro.
Yeah.
Because people lose sight on what it is that you have.
Yeah.
It's not you. It's the seed that's in you. You're just a vessel for it. God deemed you worthy enough to plant that seed into, so you can bless other people's lives in whatever way that He has chosen you to do it.
Exactly.
And I had to learn that the hard way, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. It's yeah, you might have it, but don't lose sight on the purpose for it. You know, it ain't for you to feel like you are why this is happening. Nah. You would be nothing if it wasn't for God. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So sometimes when people are like we are, bro, they get confused about that, and God got to sit us down. You know, some people learn it quicker, and shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? And then some people have to learn it the hard way. Shout out to me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, coming from somebody that never had anything, you know what I'm saying, and the way that I struggled like with this music shit and everything like that.
Yeah.
I've always told myself, I said, yo, if you put me in a position to help people, I'm gonna do that. So point blank now, everything that I have here at the studio is hundreds of people don't came through here, and I keep everything low for them. Low studio time, low videos, the mic joints that I do, low podcasts, low, you know what I'm saying? Because I know even when you're talented, even though you don't have the money, you know what I'm saying, why should you miss out on things just because you don't have as much money as somebody else?
Yeah.
So that's when I come in. Because so many people tell me, like, Rob, man, you should be charging this. You've been doing this for 10 years. Why are you still charging this? But I guess it's not really the money. Like me personally, I like seeing my logo everywhere. I don't like my face everywhere. That's why I really don't take pictures like that.
You dig it?
But, you know what I'm saying, still to this day, it's like I go down a timeline and I'm like, damn, I don't shot a lot of videos this past month. Like everything that I see has my logo on it, and I love that.
Yeah.
And that's in keeping the price so low is one thing, you know, that about it. You know what I'm saying? I like helping people out, man. I like to see people win and shit like that. And you know, and I like seeing my logo everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It makes me proud. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
And that's for a reason, bro.
Yeah.
Like there's an outcome maybe that you probably haven't seen yet, or or down the line. That all of this that you're doing is you're gonna reap the reap the harvest from that shit, bro. So
yeah,
shout out to it, man.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I know that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't pride myself on, you know, I need to get money. I need to do this. Let me, you know, charge this much and charge that much and shit like that, man. Like I said, like I told you, I just like helping people out. Now, I know we run out of time, but before you get out of here, man, do you have anything that you're promoting now that you want to talk about or?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. So me and my brother we started this catalog. It's called Here From Now. We dropped the first volume a little earlier this year. And we got the second one coming. It will be out before the end of the year.
Is it on all platforms, pretty much?
Okay, so I haven't said this yet.
Okay.
Me and my brother gonna kind of go a different direction with it. So we're gonna have gonna throw an album listening party for it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, but the album itself won't come out for a few weeks after the album release party. And if you want that, you have to show up to the album release party to get the exclusive from before everybody else gets it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna actually sell it on our actual platform before it hit major streams platforms. So that way you just have to tap in with us directly. and get to work. And then we're gonna have a few more projects coming out before the end of the year too. It might be 3 of them. So we working, man. Always my lingerie company. Please tap in. We got social media pages for that as well. Like I said, when I do drop this, I will have the link on here somewhere. I don't know where, but it'll be there, I promise. So tap in, man. Ladies, it's $35 for every piece. If you go to Priscilla's or any other place, they're going to charge you like $85.
Victoria's Secret, I know.
I promise you. And the quality speaks for itself. So
fast.
just tap in, man. I got you. 35, all sizes.
My man. All right, man. I really appreciate you coming, bro. And for real, man.
Dope talk, man.
And for real, man, go ahead and start that podcast, bro. For real. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Dope talk, man. It's very few podcast conversations that I've had where it just felt like a conversation.
Yeah.
So shout out to what you're doing here, man. I had a blast, bro.
Yeah, and that's what I like to do, and that's why I tell the girls, I'm like, yo, y'all got to have conversations.
Yeah, man.
Like, a lot of people just don't want to be question after question after question. Nah, for real.
Nah. And talk about shit that people don't want to talk about here, bro.
Exactly.
Did you hear some of the conversations we had? I don't know what camera I need to look at, bro.
This one, you can look at that one. Yeah.
We was talking about some real shit, man. This is what people need right now, bro. Don't be afraid to talk about what people go through on the daily, bro.
Yeah.
That's how we learn, that's how we heal from things.
Fact. That is a fact. 100%. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for coming in again, man.
Man, it was a pleasure, brother.
And we definitely gonna have you back, man. Like I said, the next one, is on me. Like, I like having conversations with you, bro.
Love, brother. Love, man. Please let me know, bro.
We're gonna link that up.
We can definitely do that.
Okay. And as always, man, this is your boy Robert Medley coming straight out of the Medley Media Podcast, the dopest podcast in North Carolina. Yeah, I said it, the dopest podcast in North Carolina. And as always, pull up, shoot, edit, repeat. Peace.
You heard the man.
That was dope, man.
Good shit, brother.
Oh yeah, definitely.